Good morning. It is great to have you with us here at Unity of Walnut Creek. We are so pleased that your consciousness can touch and add to all of us, and that we can celebrate the magnificence of your being. Today we get to step into that creation of a sacred, holy relationship. And how, as spiritual beings, we do that. We have wonderful music to lift us along that way. As we do this, enjoy the magnificence and beauty of the spiritual being you are.
Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. Please remain seated and join us in singing Here in This Place. Here in this place, it's safe and it's warm. Here in this place, there's no fear. Here in this place, we can be who we are. All we believe is held dear, no matter what the question, you can find the answer here, in love's embrace, here in this place. Here in this place, we're living free. Here in this place, we're all children of God and grateful for who we can be. No matter where you wander, you are always welcome here, here in the arms of grace, here in this place. Here in this place, we're alive in the light. Here in this place, we are found. Here in this place, the heart is at home, and we know we are on holy ground. No matter what the question, you can find the answer here in love's embrace, here in this place. Here in the arms of God, here in this place.
Thank you to our song leader, Liz. Our special guest artist today is Andoni Panici. And they're both supported by our phenomenal house band, Fusion. Please join me in welcoming our online friends by turning to the camera and giving them a wave. They'll probably wave it back. My name is Sheila Gautreaux. I am your assistant minister here at Unity of Walnut Creek, and it is my pleasure to welcome those of you in the sanctuary as well. If you are new to Unity, either online or in the sanctuary, we welcome you to our positive path for spiritual living. And along this journey, we would like to guide you not to discovering God, but to discovering the presence of infinite God within you. We honor and recognize that there is only one presence and one power in the universe. However, we celebrate and acknowledge the many paths to that one presence. And at the foundation of our principles is our core teaching of the power of affirmative prayer. And so that we may experience that together this morning, I invite you to join me in affirming our opening prayer statement. Together, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Take that in. Breathe into it. Allow it to settle into the very cells of your body. And again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Let us take it even deeper, but allowing it now to extend outward, touching those around you and expanding into everyone in the sanctuary. And once more, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Let that go even deeper and extending outward into our communities and our cities, our nation and our world, touching every heart that beats. And for this truth, we are eternally grateful, and so is. Amen. please remain seated and join our song leader Liz in our next song, God in Everything.
I see joy, I see peace, I see goodness surrounding me. I see love in every breath I breathe. I see God in everything. I see happiness, I see freedom. I see the beauty that lives in me. I see perfection in what life brings. I see God in everything. I feel joy, I feel peace, I feel goodness surrounding me. I feel love in every breath I breathe. I feel God in everything. I feel happiness, I feel freedom. I see the beauty that lives in me. I feel perfection in what life brings. I feel God in everything. I choose joy, I choose peace, I choose goodness surrounding me. I choose love in every breath I breathe. I choose God in everything. I choose happiness, I choose freedom. I choose the beauty that lives in me. I choose perfection in what life brings. I choose God in everything. I know joy, I know peace, I know goodness surrounding me. I know love in every breath I breathe. I know God in everything. I know happiness, I know freedom. I know beauty that lives in me. I know perfection in what life brings. I know God in everything.
All right. So let's just take that deep breath through our hearts and get ready for the moment of prayer and meditation together. And of course, if you didn't turn off your cell phone, this is a great time to remember to do that. Wiggle around, get comfortable. Oh, and again, that deep breath and just gently let go. As we journey inward, let the music be part of that inner call to that beautiful place within your heart.
Breathe in me, breath of God. Fill me with life anew, that I may see the truth in me and be as you would be. Breathe in me, breath of God.
That divine breath, that which we breathe, and that which breathes us. Mother, Father, God, infinite love, radiant, powerful presence of life itself. Draw us into this place of serenity, this place of greater awareness, this place of connection with you. Mother, Father, God, we are so grateful. As we move into this deeper connection, we open our hearts to touch you at depth. How many things there are in life that we remember that open our hearts. Wonderful friends whose touch inspires us and assures us. The absolute beauty of children at play, of laughter. The wonderful gift of being able to be there for another in their time of need. From the absolute majesty of mountaintops to the deepest point of peace within our hearts. We are in the experience of your love. Your light illumines us and guides us. And as your love flows through us, there is no fear. For we know we are loved and cared for. We know that all blessing is brought to us with ease. And we know that greater peace. And from that peace we now choose to enter into sacred stillness. To simply rest for a moment at one with the one. To quiet mind, and from that serenity of heart to embody those words of the Master when he said, "Peace, be still." Peace, be still. Peace, be Mother, Father, God, infinite love, beloved presence, the peace of God, this infinite, this deep, enfolding peace is with every child and parent. Is with every man and woman is in every family and individual. It is so here and now. From this peace within our own hearts, we gently, joyously bring forth this divine love. Gratefully, we radiate it and send it out. For it creates blessing, healing, oneness. And so this moment, we radiate this love. We begin by radiating it to our own bodies, to every cell and every system, bringing them into their highest function. We radiate it to our mind and heart for wisdom and understanding, opening us to clear and direct and meaningful guidance. We radiate this love to each person who is dear to our hearts, that it enfold them, bless them, heal them, lift them. We send this love out across the spiritual community to bless each person and everyone in their world. We enfold every prayer request brought here, knowing with each you are enfolded in divine love and lifted to that which is the highest. And this divine love flows through our hearts, out across the communities in which we live, bringing peace and harmony, abundance, wisdom. This love flows through our hearts. It flows across our nation and the nations of the world, healing and bringing peace to all hearts. This love flows through our hearts to everyone who joins us in prayer, whether in mosque or synagogue, temple or church, whether gathered at home or on the hillsides. For in seeking to know you, we are all one. And this divine love, it flows through our hearts. It blesses this beautiful earth, blesses every creature of the earth, and brings harmony and balance to her systems. It brings blessing as it enfolds the earth and touches the heart of every single person in the earth. For you are that love in every heart. And in this love we are one. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Please join me. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And once again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world.
Breathe in me, breath of God.
It is so, here, now, in great joy. Amen.
Then the rainstorm came over me, and I felt my spirit break. I had lost all of my belief, you see. And realized my mistake. But time threw a prayer to me, and all around me became still. And I need love, love's divine. Please forgive me, now I see that I've been blind. Give me love, love is what I need to help me know my name. From the rainstorm came sanctuary, and I felt my spirit fly. And I had found all of my reality. Now I realize what it takes. And I need love, love's divine. Please forgive me, now I see that I've been blind. Give me love, love is what I need to help me know my name. Oh, I don't bend, I don't break. Show me how to live and promise me you won't forsake. 'Cause love, it helps me know my name. Well, I try to say there's nothing wrong, but inside I felt me lying all along. 'Cause the message here was plain to see. Believe me. And I need love, love's divine. Please forgive me, now I see that I've been blind. Give me love, love is what I need to help me know my name. Oh, I don't bend, I don't break. Show me how to live and promise me you won't forsake. 'Cause love, it helps me know my name. Yeah, love, it helps me know my name. Love, it helps me know my name. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. You sound so wonderful. The voice of a beautiful man. Right? It's good. And it's birthday Sunday, my favorite birthday Sunday. So if you're celebrating a birthday this month, please stand and join me as we are celebrating. Have a blessed birthday. Good morning. My name is Sion, and it is my pleasure to highlight upcoming events for you. If you are interested in taking the next step to becoming a member of our Unity community, or if you are interested in knowing more about Unity, join Reverend David this afternoon or Thursday evening. Our connection classes begin next Sunday and will last for 4 weeks. Meet positive people who, like you, are on a spiritual journey. Patricia Graybo will be with us the third Sunday of this month. She will present her workshop, Love to the Millionth Power. Patricia will take us through her near-death experience and the amazing guidance that transformed her life. She will also be our guest speaker at all services. On the third Monday of this month, Unity Summer classes begin. Please check this out, for there is something for everyone. Find details of these and other wonderful activities in your bulletin and on our website. I now invite you to take a brief moment to greet those immediately around you. Thank you.
I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river, I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got love like a mountain, I've got love like a mountain, I've got love like a mountain in my soul. I've got love like a mountain, I've got love like a mountain, I've got love like a mountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a mountain, I've got joy like a mountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, I've got joy like a mountain, I've got joy like a mountain in my soul.
The song is by joyous and Harold Payne. It's called Bridges of Love. If we can build great bridges across the mighty wave between distant ridges, why are we still so far apart? Why can't we build a bridge from soul to soul and heart to heart? For now, more than ever, what this world needs more of is to reach for each other with bridges of love, of love. If we can reach so far to send people to the moon and rockets to the stars, is it a task so great to build a bridge across the depths of hate? For now, more than ever, what this world needs more of is to reach for each other with bridges of love. Bridges of steel reach from shore to shore, Oh, but bridges of love, they reach so much more. They link our common hopes, our common ground, joining one and all, the whole world round. We all can build bridges of love each day, with our eyes, our smiles, our touch, and our will to find a way. There is no distance we cannot span. You see, the vision is in our hearts, yes, and the power is in our hands. For now, more than ever, what this world needs more of is to reach for each other with bridges of love. Oh, and now, more than ever, what this world needs more of is to reach for each other with bridges of love. Thank you so much. Put a hand for the band.
Okay, we'll do it. Okay, yeah, so we'll accept the job assignment and start to build some of those bridges. We've been working on some of them, okay? And before I get into how we're going to do that, I got a call from Deborah Rosman, who just wanted to thank all of you that she got to experience and say how inspired and deeply appreciative she is of all the beautiful heart work taking place in this place. And she wanted me to express that to you from her experience with everybody last Sunday. And that's a part of the heart that we've been playing with, just as Sheila got to share with you this experience of prayer, which is part of this access code into the heart. And we've been looking at how do we do that? How do we connect deeply and effectively into this part of ourselves through which we touch the spiritual nature at a deeper depth than in any other way? How do we step forward and create from there? Now, we've touched many, many different techniques and ways of working, and we started the other week on relationships, because when we think about the heart, that's really the first place we go. And what we know is that heart power in our relationships makes such a difference, not only in the relationship, but in fact in our lives, because those are such meaningful parts of our lives. So we kind of took on the big one last time I got to talk to you and look at, okay, those, major parts of major relationships in our lives. But I wanted to look at another part of this relationship experience, and that is how we create sacred relationships. Now, in fact, to those folks that are very, very close to us, that begins to happen naturally. It's part of the heart opens in our connection and with our family, with those that we share with so closely. Wow, that happens, and we realize we have a sacred relationship. But let me explain a little bit what sacred relationship means, at least to me. Okay, remember that point where you began to discover that you were inside a human body, and you had to figure out how to make it work, and begin to communicate through it. And most of us are pretty effective at immediate communication. If we didn't get it, we screamed, and it came. And so we began to learn, okay, and discovered, wow, here I am. I'm in this role and experience of a human being. So we began to expand our awareness of this humanness, and it went from mom to mom and dad, and maybe siblings, and pretty soon family, and then it got into school, and we had to learn the rules of how we interact here, what's okay, what works, what doesn't. I remember my daughter sharing, she took her young son out, they were protesting some military involvement that we were getting involved in the world, and so she was looking, and there was another mom with a little boy from the same preschool, and she was appreciating the little boy had his sign which said, "No fighting, no biting." Okay, so it's like, okay, we begin to learn the rules on how we got to behave here, so we can get along, because it looks like I'm here and you're there, and we got to exchange things, and so we learn this humanness game. And then something kind of weird starts to happen. Suddenly we look around and we begin to see each other differently. We begin to spot that person's not just a human being, that there's something more there. And we begin our spiritual awakening. Now, for some of us, many of those experiences began very young. Or we'd look at somebody and go, wow, that they're more than just my little friend, or they're more than just Uncle Joe. That's an amazing presence. And for some of us, it kind of happened all at once. We were looking at the world one way, and then suddenly we discovered it was different than what we thought it was. That we were here with a whole bunch of not just human beings, but that these were magnificent souls that were journeying on an infinite journey. And we just came here to touch for a moment, to learn to grow together. Wow, what we were. Now, some of you kind of snuck into it. You weren't even aware that you were aware until you suddenly looked back and realized this world is different than that world. I see here a divine presence in life and in those beings around me. And when we saw that, we realized that we were no longer in just plain old ordinary human relationship. We were in a sacred relationship. A spiritual being, a child of God, recognizing, celebrating another child of the Most High. Wow. Waking up. Now, that really happens so naturally in our close relationships. That's what made you fall in love with that person you fell in love with. You obviously didn't see them as they really were. You looked and went, wow, look at who you really are. I like that. And, the experience that we've all had with children, ours or somebody else's, where you go, look at this magnificent being. They can't even walk yet. And they have more power than I have ever touched. Wow. But it's the other ones that I think become where most of the beautiful, meaningful work is, because it's part of us now that we've begun to awaken. Let's continue. The whole world is this way. So I want to just share with you a way to begin to explore and how we can go about creating in the very ordinary and mundane experiences of relationship sacred relationships. Okay, 3 simple steps to go through. Now I say simple, they are. I didn't say easy. And they demand a focus and a presence of spiritual power that we each have. They are simple. The first step is giving. The last step is receiving. So it's a spiritual principle and process of giving and receiving. Now, in between, the middle step is appreciation. So let me explain it this way, that when we give, we start a flow of spiritual energy in motion. That spiritual energy moving through us has the power to awaken us. It expands our awareness. That happens in our giving. Okay, appreciation then expands the capacity of the heart to draw forth spiritual energy and reach a greater expanded awareness. And receiving is what lets us build that experience into a committed consciousness. So 3 steps. Now, one of the things is, if we're gonna do ordinary relationships, let's go to ordinary. Okay, we all do standing in line in the grocery store or some store, right? And if your store is like my store, you usually get the longest line, or at least the slowest. Okay, and you know what would happen if you shifted lines, don't you? It would be that one. So the Spirit just sets it up for us. It's one of those divine appointments, and it's with that person that's at the front of the line that is holding everybody up. They're doing their thing, whether it's coupons or prices or, whoops, I can't find this penny in my, whatever it is. Okay, and they are there, and now you may have a higher consciousness than I do, but when I'm in that place, I've usually got my things, and my mind is already out the door and on to the next task. And I begin to notice this person is in between me and my next task. Then my next task is so important, I got to go do it right now. Okay? Now that has nothing to do with its actual importance. It's the importance that my mind chooses to assign to it. And my mind thinks my tasks are really important. Talk about illusion. So here I am, and here's this person, and so if I'm to change that very ordinary, discordant relationship into a sacred one, something's got to happen. And I promise you it won't be them. Has to come from here. The first step is giving. Now, one of the simplest ways to give is to give blessing. Okay, to give blessing. You see, as a spiritual being, we have this amazing power that we can reach out with the spiritual energy and presence that we have and create. We get to choose what we create. And so when someone is there and those thoughts are stacking up against them, of all of us who are in this magnificent hurry of life, we can create something different by giving blessing. The one that I go to most often, simply because I enjoy it. I love that sense of what it creates. Divine love goes before you, making easy, joyous, and successful your way. And I love it because that's not what they're experiencing. But I have the power to extend that blessing. You have the power to extend that blessing. You have the power to set creative force in motion. Divine love goes before you, making easy, joyous, and successful your way. What a gift to give. Join me. Divine love goes before you, making easy, joyous, and successful your way. What a thing to give to somebody who's stuck with all this behind them. Again, divine love goes before you, making easy, joyous, and successful your way. Does that feel a little better than you're in my way? Once again, divine love goes before you, making easy, joyous, and successful your way. What fun. Suddenly we are giving. We are giving blessing. We are giving support. We are giving upliftment. Now, that's not the only thing. I mean, in these relationships, there's so many things we can give. It can be a smile or an encouraging word. Sometimes it's money. I love that pay it forward thing. That's just so much fun. And have you ever done that when somebody couldn't get everything straight and you just go, here, I'll take care of their stuff. Go on. It's fine. Whatever you want to. Just let it flow through you. Why? Because we are creative beings. And I begin at that moment to move this spiritual power and energy through the being that I am. Now, if you remember when we were talking about these major relationships in our lives, one of the crucial elements was the movement of the locus of attention. Where's my attention? Well, when I'm standing there in that line and you're in my way, my attention is on me. When I'm blessing you, where's my attention? It's on you. That is spiritual flow. I've put it in motion. And that beautiful energy begins to move me, pull me literally out of my head and into the experience of my heart. And the feelings begin to change, don't they? And then, because we've now engaged this magnificent spiritual instrument that our heart is, now we expand it by appreciation. Because what appreciation does is, appreciation is part of love. God is love. So when I am in the feeling of appreciation, I am in the flow of the divine presence. So when I appreciate you, when I think of those things that are perhaps wonderful about you. Now, generally, that person in line, I don't know that person. But I can usually guess that that person has probably cooked a lot of meals for somebody. For kids, for spouses, for family or friends. Imagine all the giving that's passed through that person. All the blessing. Maybe that person is a war veteran. Or maybe they go down and feed the homeless. Maybe that person is holding in prayer someone as they're facing cancer. Now, my mind has to get it accurate. We aren't in our minds. Doesn't matter. What happens is we begin to appreciate. And there's something that happens in our awareness. We perceive differently. And that person becomes a being of light, a child of God moving through life, learning, growing. And when I see that, I am in a sacred relationship. What a beautiful place to be. Then, step number 3, receive. Now, I want to just take a moment on this because this is the one we avoid. Now, we're pretty good at the giving. Okay, and we've done lots of stuff, and here in Unity, we'll focus on giving a whole lot because we know it's a part of that flow. And what wonderful ways of giving we have, and it's a part of every spiritual tradition. This way of giving, from blessing to caring, the most, one of the greatest series of writings that are coming out now are coming from the Buddhists on the loving kindness, which is as Buddhist as it is Christian, as it is Hindu, as it is Jewish, as but they're doing a real good job of getting it out there and reminding us. Giving's easy. That appreciation is appreciation of someone else. So we can actually do that. We can step into it because we're now in that flow. But there's this thing that happens when we step into receiving, and our head goes, oh, it's not about you, get over it, and get on with it. Because if we actually receive and acknowledge the change within us, we change. And there's something about our mind that really likes keeping us the same. Have you noticed that? It doesn't matter whether it works or not, it just happens to like sameness. And it's a very powerful thing to suddenly notice, okay, I changed. I was upset. I was irritated. I'm now filled with love and peace. I am experiencing myself as a spiritual being in support of another spiritual being. Wow. That's receiving. Awareness of what has filled my being. So I have a friend who went through this process. And because she told her own experience, I get to steal it from her and tell you. Her name's Christiana. And Christiana is a part of a company, and that company had, corporate meetings on their specific goals that they were trying to accomplish in terms of sales and interacting with other corporations, and there was strategy and reports and all this sort of thing. And Christiana was responsible for these meetings. Now, Christiana had some business experience behind her when she came to this company, though she really started life as a very talented actress. But she ended up in the business world, and so she's with this company, she's holding these meetings, and this guy shows up at the company. And the guy's name is Dan. And Dan was actually a very high-powered executive from a big, important company. This was a fairly small company. So, here walks Dan into the meeting, and Dan was one of those people that just knew how to get things done from that big corporate world he came from. And so he shared very passionately how you go about it and what you do. And Christiana's trying to run this meeting, and Dan is just taking it over. And she finds herself irritated or angry, depending on how you look at it, frustrated. And so she goes home and she realizes she's got some work to do here, because she's also a very disciplined spiritual student. So she says, okay, how can she give to Dan? Well, the most she could give him was the benefit of the doubt. Okay. Well, maybe he does have something at some point to contribute. I hope he finds that. I'll give him that. And then she had to work on appreciation. Well, the truth was he did have a lot of experience and knowledge, and interesting thing, he had a real passion for this whole business thing. So she could appreciate that about him. And then she stepped into the receiving and realized, as she had thought of him this way, the emotional tension within her had really lessened, and she felt much better about herself and about what took place. And the only difficulty was, next week, same meeting, Dan shows up again. And continued to week after week. And Christiana had to really work week after week. But the interesting thing, she found it easier. She found that she could really give him, she began to really desire for him that he could find how to express this and really take forward this beautiful knowledge that this man had, and his passion, and in the appreciation she began to recognize the beauty of his being. Now, true, he was a little clunky in the meeting, but he was a wonderful person. She began to appreciate him that way. And she also began to, as she looked at that receiving, she began to recognize that in her receiving, she was strengthening in a greater peace and able to flow with these different things that came up in her life because she had a sense of this presence that was in him, but it awakened it in her. And her own wisdom had grown. She received these beautiful changes that were happening in her. Now, I won't go on all the way through every meeting. I'll just give you the bottom line. Christiana and Dan have been married for 2 or 3 years very happily now. It's the truth. And nobody was more surprised than Christiana, I can assure you. And this is not to say all these relationships that you end up sending this to are marriage partners. That's not what we're talking about. It just happened to happen that way for Christiana. But what happened was a sacred relationship was created where instead of viewing individual from all those human structures we've got, our roles, our knowledge, our skills, whatever, we begin to see this beautiful spiritual presence. We begin to honor and treasure that. And it calls forth the capacity that we have for the awareness of the divine. What a gift. Give, appreciate, receive. Now, I also want to share with you that this becomes extremely important in the difficult relationships. The one that isn't about the person in the line, but the person that's taking that big chunk out of your life. Try it there. Give. Appreciate. And receive. One of the very important things that happens there. In the receiving, we open to the amazing intelligence of the divine within us. One of the difficulties that I hear is people talk about going to love as a force to create in their lives, is they're afraid, well, that means I'll do whatever anybody says, and I'm just going to be everybody's dish rag because, I love you, whatever you say. They have not experienced love. Love is the toughest, most powerful thing you will ever experience. And it will not allow you to give away yourself because you are as loved as any being in this universe. But it will give you the wisdom to do what needs to be done. It's a beautiful thing. And it starts so easy with the giving. That's what makes it work. Suddenly, that spiritual energy is moving towards us. We're looking at that being and going, divine love goes before you, making easy, joyous, and successful your way. Instead of quit doing that and get out of my way. Different consciousness. Divine love goes before you. Can you feel that for somebody? Making easy. No penalty there. Easy, joyous, and successful. Successful materially, successful emotionally, successful socially, successful spiritually. Your way. Divine love goes before you. Join me. Divine love goes before you, making easy, joyous, and successful your way. Giving. Give again. Divine love goes before you, making easy, joyous, and successful your way. That spiritual energy creating and lifting us to that place that builds these bridges of love between us. Once again, divine love goes before you, making easy, joyous, and successful your way. How easy it is to appreciate. And what we receive is the awareness not just of the magnificence of that spiritual being, but of the magnificence of the spiritual being you are. Because you are the beloved child of the Most High. And you create sacredness. Will you try it this week?
Yes.
Okay? Just one a day, okay? And I assure you, there'll be an invitation in every day. Want to show up and say, can you do it with me? Okay? So just one a day, giving, appreciating, receiving, and experience the beauty of a life filled with sacred relationships. Bless you.
Thank you, Reverend David. Okay. Give, appreciate, receive. Got it, right? Our heart ministers will be available following service to offer prayer support for any challenges or celebrations. You may have seen them around in the sanctuary on the grounds praying with others. Our heart ministers are wearing the lavender stoles. You may also leave a prayer request at any time on our website. Thank you. I now ask that you take a connection card from the seat pocket in front of you. Thank you. We would love for everyone to fill these cards out if you have any questions, comments, or prayer requests. If you are new to Unity, we ask that you fill the card out and visit us at the welcome table on the patio. We look forward to meeting you. I thank you in advance for checking the box to support us in our spiritual focus of the week, which is create a sacred relationship. Ushers will receive the cards with your offering following the music. Thank you. It is now time for our prosperity celebration. For credit card donations, there are envelopes provided in the back of each chair. If you are following us from home, you may select the Donate Now button on our Watch Live page. Thank you for your donation. One of the great teachings of truth is the awareness that God is the source of all our good. Every blessing that fills our lives is an expression of the love and goodness of the divine. As we focus upon God being the source of all good, we open ourselves to receive ever-expanding abundance. I invite you to take your tithe or offering in your hand and know that God is the source of all your good. Please repeat our affirmation with me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Well, I think after that talk, we should all be happy.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break.
Yeah.
Hot air balloon that could go to space. Yeah, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you know what happiness is to you.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like you know what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that.
Yeah.
Give me all you got, don't hold it back.
Yeah.
Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine.
Yeah.
No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm
happy.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you know what happiness is to you.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
Happy.
Bring me down, can't nothing. Bring me down, my level's too high. Bring me down, can't nothing. Bring me down,
Because I'm happy.
bring me down, can't nothing. Bring me down because my level's too high. Bring me down, can't nothing. Bring me down, I said, cause I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you know what happiness is to you.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you know what happiness is to you.
Happy.
Clap along if
Happy.
you
Happy. 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 Happy.
can nothing bring me down. I said, cause I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel room without a roof.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you know what happiness is to you.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. One more time.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you know what happiness is to you.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Yeah. I see some smiles.
All right, let's bless our children together. Children, you are loved, special, and important. The light of God shines through you. Let's stand and take hands and share together our prayer of protection.
You're so programmed.
Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God ever present, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
You are the love and the light and the peace in the earth right now. So let it shine and have fun.
'Cause I'm in the room without a roof.
'Cause I'm happy.
Clap your hands if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Because I'm happy.
Clap your hands if you know what happiness is to you.
Because I'm happy.
Clap your hands if you feel like that's what you wanna do.
Because I'm happy.
Clap your hands if you feel like a room without a roof.
Because I'm happy.
Clap your hands if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Because I'm happy.
Clap your hands if you know what happiness is to you.
Because I'm happy.
Clap your hands if you feel like happiness is the truth. Bring me down, I can't nothing. Bring me down, my level's too high. Bring me down, I can't nothing. Bring me down, I said, 'cause I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you know what happiness is to you.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like that's what you wanna do.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you know what happiness is to you.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like that's what you wanna do. All right.